Hello learners, today in this unit Shopping, Education and Culture, we shall focus on education tourism. After watching this video, you will be able to understand the concept of education tourism, appreciate the importance of education tourism, learn about different types of trips organized for education tourism, and assess the importance of marketing initiatives for education tourism. Learners, we all know that education tourism is one such form of tourism which gives an opportunity for the students to learn and enhance knowledge. The growing popularity for attaining knowledge and technical competencies from the world's best destinations has resulted in the increase in travel for education. Tourism includes both domestic and international travel, but international movement is very important for any nation due to its implications on countries' balanced payment. We are aware that tourism is categorized into many areas depending upon the purpose for which it occurs. Tourism may be experiential tourism, mass tourism, medical tourism, creative tourism, social tourism, and many such forms. Now let us understand the concept of educational tourism. Educational tourism is a program through which participants travel to a location as a group with the primary purpose of engaging in a learning experience directly related to the location. It comprises of several subtypes including ecotourism, heritage tourism, visiting rural areas, and also students exchange programs between educational institutions. So in this concept of education tourism, the students have an exposure to the environment, to the local heritage and the local settings. At the end of every academic year, educational institutions, schools, colleges, campuses and universities work with travel organizers who host educational trips and learning events both at the national and international level. Study opportunity is best and sustainable if the tourism industry takes into consideration this new form of tourism, as it's one of the fastest growing area in case of marketers. An education and capacity building program is an alternative way of career enhancement and job creation. It also leads to self-actualization experiences. Educational tourism today comes in a number of ways. Despite the difference in the different forms of tourism, one common thing that is important is that learning for people with reference to all age groups. After understanding the concept of education tourism, let us understand the importance of educational trips. Going on educational trips means that simply leaving the school or a college in a group. Education trips should always have a major element of learning, but this can be extended further, giving a chance to the students to build closer bonds with the new environment and enjoy the days away from classroom. The advantages: first is it gives us a new insight. When schools and teachers go together outside the classroom environment, new experiences emerge. Students have the opportunity to observe many things which are not otherwise available at the college level, including wildlife, plants, local area. Discussing the educational trip beforehand is important because it gives us an idea how they can experience and schedule their trip away from the school. The second one is bonding. Getting away from everyday's atmosphere of classroom, students get an opportunity to spend time with each other in the new environment. They may connect with each other at the personal level and can spend more time with their group members, observing, chatting, and learning about each other. However, education is one of the core areas, and through these trips, the students understand and develop a strong bonding with their classmates. The next part is informal learning. Educational trips provide valuable educational opportunities away from the classroom without using textbooks and other normal tools for imparting education. Students on educational trips can often learn at a more informal atmosphere. When they organize and visit a destination, the staff members give them a hands-on experience, and they are able to learn about the heritage or the historical aspect of a destination and are excited in a big way. The next part is fun. No matter how much students learn during an educational trip, their memories may be based on their enjoyment of the day. Getting away from the boredom of the regular classroom environment is very exciting for the students, and a lot of activities can be planned. Students will have fun with their friends, and they also return to the classroom with a renewed focus on the schoolwork. Next is exposure to new areas. Educational trips give students exposure to new places. Many schools and campuses, educational institutions offer such trips for several hours outside the traditional setting. Educational trips range from visit to civic offices to business centers, adventure activities, overnight stays, camp activities. So they offer many such benefits to the students when they are exposed to new areas. The next part is understanding different perspectives. Students get a lot of information about cross-cultural aspect. They travel to places away from their home. They come in contact with new culture. They learn new languages, new traditions. They get linked with the community and develop an openness in terms of differences and appreciate the cross-cultural environment. Another important part is variety. Educational trips also provide variety. Instead of spending every day in the classroom, students learn with new instructors. They are able to give students a chance to learn from other school setups and to organize group activities. We all know that each student has its own learning style. So through educational trips, we offer excellent teaching tools for students. We have classroom lectures, audio learning, visual learnings. So as a result of it, we get to know and we are able to enhance our knowledge base. An important part of this trip is classroom supplement. We can actually relate these trips with lesson plans, and we can synchronize them with the classroom learning. They bring the teachers close to the students. There are specialists available at the destinations which provide professional insight and advanced study inputs to the students. Reward is another important part, because when we are studying, we look forward to academic grades. Teachers encourage students, they motivate them during educational trips, which promotes good behavior and lifelong learning. These informative educational trips are good for all levels of students. So friends, we have studied that there are a number of advantages of education trips. For example, I can visit a historical place, I can watch the activities of wildlife, I can even visit a space center and understand how exciting it is to work in such areas. It helps us to get an insight into the social setting. We get to know about the social skills, our critical abilities are developed, and we learn from the real world lesson. As we all know that when a student touches a historic relic, he is able to visit a museum to understand the original source of the text. Then when he returns to the classroom with such a knowledge, this knowledge is one which helps him to understand his curriculum better, which stimulates him to look beyond the textbook and also work beyond the technological environment. These educational trips are stimulating, they are well designed, and they help in developing interest in the area of study. For lower income group students who are new to the school, these educational trips are organized with the help of travel agents at the local area to promote community connectivity. For example, a student may not ever had the opportunity to visit a local bank or a local community center, but now with the help of such trips they can understand how public organizations work, how NGOs work, financial institutions, and also they share the information with their family members when they come back. So after understanding the different forms of educational trips, now let us understand that what are the different ways a travel operator may organize the activities related to educational tourism. Now, if you're studying in a school or a college, one of the popular ways is basically organizing a school trip. This comprises of an overnight stay, and it helps you to bring a vision back to your hometown, and you understand the local business, for example, business related to a local food stall or a handicraft person. So these are generally for a short duration which promote certain activities. The most important part that is coming up in a big way is youth travel. This involves excursions, youth exchange, adventure activities, camping. In such trips, we visit various sites and prominent places. These travel activities are related with various tourism projects and may involve access to certain destinations outside the country. One of the important forms of education tourism is understanding tourism, participating, studying in an international exchange program or an international research program. Around the world, number of students are completing degrees in different countries. Most of them promote foreign travel. The study abroad experience provides students with intensive study sessions for a full year, which are based on the cultural and the linguistic immersion of the university. They are basically representing the nation and also merge with the students who are not aware of the English language. So there are a number of programs launched by US universities for non-English speaking students. These students travel with from their destination country, and they are given exposure both to the vernacular languages and English language. The goal here is that through these exchange programs, students from both the universities are benefited and they understand the cultural dynamics and traditions of each nation. The European Credit Transfer Program is also one of the important programs in which the students get an opportunity to study for 1 or 2 semesters in leading universities. This depends on the type of the program. This may be in the form of internship, in the form of competitions, or any such activity which can be organized during summer months. For the young and the college course, workshop travel is very, very important. Workshop travel involves participating in seminars, symposiums, talk shows. These activities give an exposure to the participants about the subject knowledge, and they are able to get a lot of information about the new trends from experts in specific areas. There may be travel restrictions related to international credit transfers, and there may be a lot of issues associated with it, but still, due to these challenges also, the workshop travel is increasing, and there are a lot of policies that are organized by the universities for the organization of the seminars. The university authorities work with travel suppliers where professionals and students meet together at a common place and conduct these workshops. Language schools for language learners is also becoming very popular. In this also, a learning experience is there and is involved with city and country tours. We have summer vacations and semester breaks. These are also important times. Along with this, many people who have already gained rich experience and are elder in the sector also enjoy traveling to understand the different aspects of knowledge. They may conduct on-campus programs. They may also visit university campus and get exposure. They may plan their trip and stay at a particular destination to learn about the archaeological site or to participate in any such activity. A new form of education tourism is skill enhancement vacations. In these trips, we learn about how to protect the ecology. Nations are extremely successful in promoting ecotourism activities when they combine lessons about how to protect the world ecology with travel experiences. Educational cruises is another new trend that is coming up. The advantage of educational cruises is that people take themselves out of the local area and there is a great possibility of enhancing knowledge and acquiring information. Marketing of education tourism. So learners, we have understood what is the concept of education tourism, what are the different types of activities that we take into consideration, and the advantages of education tourism. Now, when we have to market this, this marketing activity is not neither weather dependent nor it is dependent on a specific nation. You need good infrastructure, you need good educational institutions in your country. Then with those educational institutions, you can promote your product. So the first and the foremost part is we need to develop tourism education inventory. We need to develop good schools and colleges in the university which are of international standards. Along with that, when we have historical sites, we have some important aspects related to scientific development, we can plan our itinerary and program for international students. For example, in Portugal, the Soccer Academy has launched various courses where the students during the summer break can learn soccer, get an idea about the Portuguese culture and the vineyards there. So the information there is not only related to sports activity, but this is a skill enhancement trip where the people de-stress themselves and learn their new skills. Another important area of integration is with the local people. The local people are the ones who promote a lot in tourism industry, both through their hospitality operations and the various activities in which they are involved. So during these local trips, we can exchange a lot of information and understand their dynamics. Conference planning is also one of the important parts of education tourism. Conferences and seminars add to professional knowledge, help the individual to grow and understand the emerging trends. It is important that for educational tourism, the tour guides and the educational staff members should be well trained. They should not be haphazard. They should be paying well to their guests, and the planning should be such that it meets all the international standards. In terms of promoting educational tourism, we must also establish regional tourism study groups. These regional students groups can help to enhance knowledge of number of people from different sectors, from different segments of the market. Now, after understanding all this, let us discuss few examples. How countries are now working and designing marketing strategies to promote educational tourism. In UAE, the Abu Dhabi Tourism Authority is launching an industry development initiative based on an approach which is focused on overseas school trips, personal development programs, and skill-based training. In Thailand, foreign universities have opened campuses and have entered into agreements for various degree programs at Thai universities. So on the one hand, we have the European Union and the European Region Action Scheme for the mobility of the students, which organize exchange programs for a long time. These exchange programs support academic mobility of education students and teachers within the European Union and also involve candidates from adjoining areas. International programs are globally encouraged, and such students' programs lead to a network of at least 275 colleges and universities in Europe, cooperating to provide affordable access to international education to diverse student population. The Fulbright organization emphasizes the importance of students' exchange program, whose purpose is to humanize mankind and to achieve a peaceful world. We have the Cooperative Association of Student Scholarships, sponsored by the US Agency of International Development and is administered by the University at Washington, D.C., which invites number of economically disadvantaged but talented young youth from Latin America and Caribbean regions. So besides the students population, we have teachers exchange program. We have a lot of programs related to administrators visiting and investigating the curriculum that correlates and help the countries to succeed in their educational targets. Now friends, we know that in India we have very many institutions which are of global standards. We have universities which are central universities and state universities. There are a lot of organizations which are today developing educational tour programs to provide an insight about India. The objective of educational tour programs is to introduce the participants to learn about Indian history, culture, Indian religion, tradition, philosophy, Indian biodiversity, and the level of technological development. This involves field study, travel, adventure, volunteering activities. Participants are required to be involved, whether they are from the Western world or any part of the globe. So if you're a student, you're a professional or a senior citizen, you have an opportunity to get an exposure about Indian cuisine, Indian history, culture through a travel program which is developed through packages involving 2 weeks of travel to a specific destination and comprises of educational tours. There is one program which is very popular, is Discover the Soul of India, which introduces us to both the academic perspective related to historical, cultural, anthropology, linguistic, philosophical and technological background. This can be a teacher or a faculty-led program where we practice and we also give exposure to our prominent religions such as Hinduism, Islam, Sikhism and Buddhism and the Indian belief system. Along with that, the special focus is on the changing global environment, its impact on India's political and social structure and the foreign policy and its relationship primarily with US and other countries. These programs are designed specifically for the high school and college students, and as a part of their curriculum they are supposed to be in India for at least a specific time period, and this involves credit transfer. The programs are faculty-led programs. The itinerary is customized, taking into consideration the location of the visit. So we have studied in this video today that educational tourism is an important national tourism planning activity. Policy recommendations today include various forms of alternative tourism, and one such form of tourism is education tourism. Exchange programs should be promoted in such a way that we are able to get a pool of participating members from across the globe. Friends, we understand that today in the technologically competitive environment, it is essential for all of us to revise our standards, to meet the global competition and to enhance our knowledge. Therefore, for the travel agents and the tour operators, this form of tourism comprises of a huge potential where they can design programs, they can organize conferences, promote seminars, workshops, and involve mature age group of people who are interested in learning as a part of the educational tourism strategy. In the coming years, with the increase in technology and the importance of online education, this form of tourism will emerge as one of the most important activities, because it is always appreciated by the student to visit the campus for a few weeks and learn from the faculty and enhance their skill knowledge. So friends, in this video we have studied the importance of education tourism, its advantages, and I hope that after watching this video you will really appreciate and would also like to organize an educational trip for yourself. If you are a travel agent and you wish to work in this area, you must network with leading universities and management institutions. You must develop an itinerary which is based on the exposure of students to local environment, helping them to learn new skill during their global trip abroad, and have an interesting and an interactive session with the leading global faculty members. This form of tourism, if organized at the university and the degree level, will require a credit transfer. In such situations, the students are required to complete a limited number of hours of study at the international level. However, if you are organizing a program related to seminar or workshops or conferencing, it's very easy for us as a travel agent to arrange the visa as well as other facilitation for our group of members who are interested in such activities. Today in the market we have well-developed, designed professional conference planning services which give us a lot of packages and alternatives according to the duration of the conference and the theme of the conference. These kind of activities are attended by both students as well as by professionals. So education tourism is one such field which not only focus on the students and the college members, but it comprises of professionals from different areas related to their specialization. So you must have read that every professional group organizes their own seminars. Therefore, if you wish to diversify as a travel agent in this form of tourism, you will really enjoy planning, interacting and managing your tour members. Thank you.